Okay, so kind of a big news, I guess. I mean, this is something that I actually asked for, right? So I was actually looking, because I've been putting so much effort into Sentinel Hunt that I needed this content to actually change out a little bit, because relics alone doesn't really make a lot of sense, right? You need to have really good relics to do this content, and then they're just gonna repay you back in relics, which is probably not even gonna be good at all anyway. So for the most part, what Sentinel Hunt was to me is just something for me to play around with, just to get a better score and just make myself feel good, and that's about it. That's really all it is. And of course, in the same vein, if I see people with like 100 million, I feel really bad about myself. But anyway, so they have actually decided to change it up a little bit. So let's go through whatever that is changed. And of course, not just the Sentinel Hunt, but also Holobattles as well, which we will talk about. And I'm not super sure what's actually going to happen. Okay, so for Sentinel Hunt, a new challenge phase, alright? So a Sentinel Hunt phase lasts for 7 days instead of the current 2 days, which is great. I really like the fact that it lasts for 7 days, so that it's not like very demanding on you. Every like 3 days or so, right? Yeah, every 3 days you need to redo this again. It gets a bit tiring, especially since some of my runs run for like 15 minutes, right? Now, with 1 day as assembly phase and the rest as the hunt phase, players will receive 2 ultrasonic tickets daily during the hunt phase, allowing them to challenge the projections in joint force. Okay, so in total, I think we get about 12 ultrasonic tickets, right? So we have 12 attempts to get a better score over here, and more projections. So a club will face 3 different projections while more Esper teams can now be deployed. Okay, so this, if you guys do not know, this is, I think she's called Sonica, Countess Sonica, right? So she's actually one of the beta bosses, which was actually removed for whatever reason. But I'm pretty excited that she's gonna come back, and she's actually quite interesting. So she's a robotic boss that is like really huge, and she has like lasers coming out of her eyes. I'm not too sure whether they're going to include Phobetor as a boss, because that's kind of weird. Because Phobetor is already a boss in the Temporal Tower, unless they intend to change Phobetor as well, or to replace Phobetor with something else in the Temporal Tower. So anyway, pretty hype. I'm very curious to see how this works, and of course, major ripped. Major rip, because I've actually built my team up so well. And I gotta say goodbye to this team. It's probably gonna be very different moving forward, right? But more content, I guess. Okay, so optimize challenge difficulty. So projection ratings increase based on battle ratings. As the difficulty increases in... I fully understand that you don't understand what's happening here. Let me just paraphrase this, alright? As the difficulty increases in high rating challenges, players can deploy more Espers, up to 3 squads at the same time. So essentially what I think this means is that there will be different difficulties to Sentinel Hunt, which I'm not sure how this works, because does that mean that every different club, they are going to select different difficulties and then they are just going to compete against other clubs who are selecting the same difficulty? If that's the case, it's kind of weird, and I'm not sure whether this is something that we can abuse as well, but hopefully they get the mathematics right so that it doesn't really make a lot of sense for like endgame players to just go to like the easiest difficulty and get the biggest bang for buck over there, right? Maybe not. So I guess that's what it's all about. So your club leader, or maybe your club deputy leaders, they probably can activate several difficulties, or rather one difficulty based on how powerful your club is, which is great. So it really helps, like for example, if your club is like stuck between like early game and mid game, then you can actually participate in something a little bit easier as well. So better rewards, this is the exciting part. Now, after a battle, players can get equipment set blind box, choose one of 3 sets, which is no longer the same as whatever that we have right now, because it's just completely random, right? And club points based on their rating. So we are going to get club points right now. This is great. This is excellent. So this is a way for you to farm more club points, and it makes farming Sentinel Hunt so much more important now, because this is going to be probably a very, very big way for you to farm club points, because later we are going to talk about Holobattles and some of the changes. So do take note that you need to focus a little bit more on Sentinel Hunt. It is going to be more of a meta content right now, which is super, super freaking hype. I love it. Now, higher ratings yields higher quality equipment. Okay. Now this thing, right? Each club shares an ultrasonic voucher, granting all members by the way, a chance to draw rewards. The luckiest player can get 30,000 Nexus Crystals as the surprise reward. I'm not sure what they mean by the luckiest player. Does that mean that every single club, you will have one player getting 30,000? Or does this mean that that is like the best RNG? There is like a 0.0001% chance of one player, right? Any one player getting 30,000 Nexus Crystals. That would be insane. Or if this means like every single club, you will always have one player getting this. That's so broken. And I don't think that's the case, right? Now, Ultrasonic Voucher grants better rewards as the projection level increases. So this obviously scales according to the difficulty of the projections, basically the Sentinel Hunt bosses that you're going to face. So ideally, it makes a lot more sense to go for the highest difficulty that you can face, right? Probably not going for something that is a little bit too easy for your club. Now, finally, the top 100 members in a club will get a time limit. 100 members in a club? Wait, what? Hold on. Wait, what? Is the club going to increase? No, I don't think this is what it means. I think what it means is the top 100 clubs. And yeah, just ignore this. the top 100 clubs will get a time limited special avatar frame as the reward. Very nice. So more stuff for us to aim for. Now let's talk a little bit about holo battles and why I say that Sentinel Hunt is going to be the meta way for you to get more club points. So take a look at this. Clubs can get club scores after each match, and clubs will be ranked weekly based on their club scores. Members from the top 10% of clubs will have the crown avatar, this is the same as always, as a token of glory. Now, Holobattle no longer yields club points and gold. So you're not going to be able to farm club points from this content anymore. So what exactly are they going to provide in the future? I am not sure. Now, these rewards will be transferred to the updated Sentinel Hunt gameplay. So everything, all the club point farming, it's going to go into Sentinel Hunt. So some of you guys might hate it because Sentinel Hunt is, after all, a very pay-to-win content. I fully admit it. It is a completely pay-to-win endgame for players who have like really fully built espers and you have a lot of excess relics, equipment, whatever. Yes, I fully agree. It is extremely pay-to-win. But this is also the most endgame content that we have right now, which is a goal that I think a lot of players should try to strive for, because this is exactly what PVE endgame should look like, and this comes in the form of Sentinel Hunt. Now, of course, this is going to gatekeep the newer players in terms of farming club points. I fully understand this, and I do hope that they have a way to get around this so that it's a little bit tolerable for new players or like weaker players, early and mid-game players, to actually have a source of club points. I hope that it is still sufficient for these players to, you know, at least get the important stuff, right? Like, I can't really remember. I think it was like just a bunch of summons and of course the relic reset or the equipment reset. Hold on, let me just take a look at what do we get from the club shop. Oh, right. Okay, so yeah, a bunch of summons and the reset stone. This is mostly it. I mean, even for me personally, I don't even go for the Shimmer record fragments because I don't believe I'm gonna get a legendary from it anyway. But yeah, but at least this is definitely going to give endgame players a little bit more hype, right? So if you're an endgame player, which I think about 20% of you guys are, then you should be quite happy about this. But for the rest of you guys... Now, next up, Holobattle suspension. They're actually going to pause it for 1 week. So, due to the optimizations of the club system, this will affect the club rankings and matchmaking. So we have decided to suspend Holobattles for a week. Yes, I know I completely misread the whole thing. Players need to sign up again when Holobattle reopens. Please inform your club members about this change. So I think you need to reset some of your defenses, maybe. I'm actually not sure. Okay, so the suspension time is 1 week from March 19th, which is about in 11 days time to March 26th. And the compensation will be 3,000 club points and 100,000 gold. Now, requirements, the compensation will be valid for level 40 players who join the club before the Holobattle suspension. So quickly get yourself to level 40, right? And it will be sent during the next maintenance update. The mail will expire after 7 days. Now, the aforementioned optimizations will come online in the recent update. What? In the coming update, I mean, is that what they mean? Please check our subsequent version announcement for actual changes. We understand the current Holobattle has some problems that affect your experience. Yes, the matchmaking is kind of weird. We will reconsider and optimize it in the future, hoping to bring you a better club battle experience. Please stay tuned. Yes, obviously, dude, you have to fix it. It has been like 10 months right now, or maybe even more, I can't even recall. So yeah, that's it for the changes to the club. So there is, like I said, right, there is the Holobattle optimizations, and there is also the change in how Sentinel Hunt is going to work and how this is potentially the brand new PvE endgame. And I am personally hyped about the fact that I have more content to cover. But let me know what you guys think about this whole change, because I'm personally happy because I'm an endgame player, right? But I'm not an early game player, I'm not a mid game player. Some of you guys might be. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. I would like to know exactly what you guys think about this. Are you guys happy about it? Do you guys feel like there is a new objective for you to get to? Or do you just feel like, oh, now the gap is going to be widened a little bit? Let me know. Anyway, with that said, hope you guys enjoyed today's content. If you did, don't forget to thumbs up. It really helps the channel, and subscribe for more Dislyte content. Now with that said, this has been Dairy Free to Play, and as always, I will see you in the next video.